I think I might add eyes to this. Okay. Let's get some eyes in here. Wow, what happened there? There. Let's go fill this with. Let's go use like chrome or something. Something. Why is steel 3 down there? Weird. Very weird. Let's go use chrome. Then we'll duplicate that. Inflate by maybe 2. Let's go slice out some eyelids. That looks good to me. Zero mesh. On like double. Alright, let's go. Actually, let's go slice it this way first. Because we don't need all this extra mesh back here. I'll save on 2 polys. Now we'll zero mesh. Then like loops. Too thick. Let's do 0.025. That looks good. What happened to the there it is. Let's go back to sketch shaded or something. Something that's not chrome. I'm a bit sleepy today. Also, if you hear any like female laughter in the background, that's my girlfriend's girlfriends. The RGB, all of that. And let's go move brush and just move the eyelids around so it's all nice and evil looking. Let's go move the eyes up actually. Oh, lag spike. Let's go merge this down. Up. The eyes are quite important. How this thing's gonna look. I want to give it like this old wizened look. Like it knows things that mortals ought not to know. Topological. Let's actually mask this just to be extra safe that we don't deform the eye. Hey Mauhao, welcome to the stream. It started like 5 minutes ago. Whoa, what happened there? Hey Last Mandar. How's that video coming along? I'm gonna give this guy like some really wrinkly eye bags here. A common thing that I notice some artists do is that they make their eyes too big. Like the amount of pupils and the white stuff that's showing, they just make them too big, and that gives like a kind of gives like a unnatural look. If you want like something that looks natural, the parts of your eyes that are actually showing are quite small. Nice, nice. Give it that general grievous look. That could be cool. You know, this actually looks a lot like General Grievous. I just realized that. Like how many similarities this thing has. Never occurred to me, but now that I think about it, this thing looks kind of like General Grievous. Loading, loading. Oof, that's a rough lag spike. Come on, ZBrush, you can make it. Alright, there we go, we're back. Let's go mark these off. I want to inflate the edges a bit. Maybe like 0.5. Should be good. We can make the eyes look even better later, but this stream I kind of want to work on the arms and then the claws. Hopefully we can do both. Let's get to it. Oh wait. around. We're still on the eyes. Okay. Nice. I'll have background symmetry. Look at its teeny nose. This is actually kind of like a skull nose. Like this is actually the bones that protrude from the top part of your nose. So if you actually had a nose, it'd be like, but it's, I don't know what happened to his nose. It's gone now. How should we go about this? So we want like see-through areas on his arms. So I think the best way to go about this is to sculpt the insertion points at either end, and just like use the move brush. Just make sure that everything kind of fits together first, and then I'll go in with my clay build-up tool and just like sculpt some detail in, some rough detail. But yeah, I think these see-through areas would add a lot of detail. Make the mesh look a bit less static and more organic. This muscle is actually sort of more like a band. It's gonna make this less less round. Hit with polish. Oops. Hit with polish. Inflated. This attaches almost into the forearm area. Let's go move this a little bit forward. What happened to, there's supposed to be another muscle here. What happened to that one? In here somewhere? Yeah, there it is. It's hiding. Yeah, this muscle attaches between these two forearm muscles. Kind of like sandwiched in there. Now that I think about it, I should probably split this off into his arm bones. They should be two pieces. I think it's like the radius and the ulna or something like that. If I have my anatomy terminology correct. I sound a bit tired. I am tired. Had a lot to do today. Mostly just like eating food. Let's go inflate this one. So for the claws, I'm thinking, so there's two things I want to come out of the claws. Number one, I want them to look scary, but also number two, I want them to be able to function. So it would be nice if this creature had hands that can manipulate objects. Carry a sword. So those are kind of my two goals for the claws. Hey, Eichel V. Welcome to the stream. And thanks. Also inflate this muscle here. The more I work on this, the more I realize I need to brush up on my anatomical terminology. Been a while. Goddamn smiles. Where's that spray bottle that I have around here? I need it for this cat. Hide the bottom half here. Normally I don't really hide stuff, but it saves performance, considering that I have my fan settings to low, which makes my computer run a bit slower, and then I also have ZBrush and OBS. Why is this one so much darker? Here, I can feel this. Yeah. Dude, is there actually... I need to go look at some references for forearm muscles. One sec. Because I feel like I'm missing a few. I know like the forearm contains all of the finger muscles, but I want to look at the larger muscles. I'm pretty sure there's more than just two large muscles on the forearm, but I'll have to see. Do a quick brush up. Oof, alright. There is a lot of muscles. There's two there. Something like that. Oh my god. Okay. So the muscles that I'm missing are all of the finger muscles that attach back here. Guess we'll just get to it. Move this here. I'm gonna kind of do a shortcut though. Instead of drawing out all those individual muscles, I'm just gonna do one big one and then cover it up. Use some hacky artistic cover-ups so that no one is the wiser. There we go. Then we'll just like cover that up with the same detail that we have up here. I'll let Maddock know that I'm like I'm skimping on work. Those muscles are ripped reminds me of the Crisis suit. I've never played Crisis, but it's like such a famous game for the visuals, at least way back then. I don't know how they hold up now, but probably still good now. I don't know. Crisis is a meme, that's why it's known. Okay, that's good enough. I feel like the general silhouette of the arm has been established. You might want to inflate this area though, the back. We'll just inflate this, and then once we're done with that, we can probably get onto the claws. Yes, I know at least one of us here is enthusiastic to see what the claws will look like. Its old looks are mediocre now. Ah. Joseph says, how big is this creature? I'm thinking about like 3 or 4 heads higher than the player character. About the same size as the golems. I think that's a good max height. So it can fit through all doors that are currently in the game. Well, except for the small ones, because I know the golems can't fit through those, but they still be able to fit through the bigger ones. Use the move tool. And why not this too? Alright. Onto the claws. Yep. Well, that's the whole gist. Alright, so for the claws, let's think. I know you mentioned scythe arms, Maha. I thought that was pretty cool, but with scythe arms, I think it might be straying too much into like Zerg territory. You know, like the Mutalisks. I mean the Hydralisks, not Mutalisks. Kind of want to make something that players haven't ever seen before. I've played like all of the Elder Scrolls series. I've played all of the Blizzard titles. I played a lot of games, but I'm trying to think of something I haven't seen before. So I think this thing. And Flesh Flail would be pretty awesome. I'm gonna ping Maddock, see if he's still online, and ask him if the Flesh Flail might be something that we can use. Because I really like that idea. Just messaging Maddock, see if he's still online. I don't know. It whips you with fleshy tentacles, maybe. You know, like octopus tentacles, if you zoom in on those, they have some pretty gnarly hooks. So that would be a really cool idea. Zethras, did you see the flesh chainsaw in Resident Evil 6? I have not. Fortunately, I haven't played any of the Resident Evil series. But I probably should now that I know that there's a flesh chainsaw in Resident Evil 6. Okay, well, I'm just gonna... What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sculpt both arms symmetrical, and I'm sure Maddock will get back to me before next stream, and we'll see then if we can add a flesh flail to one of the arms. But for now, we're just gonna keep both arms symmetrical, and then we'll go from there. So, let's go unhide the lower half for now, because I want to see how big the hands are in relation to the body, which could be bigger. Let's go make the arms, the hands bigger. That's our first step here. Like hands, your hands are actually pretty big. They can cover like your entire face when you open them. So for this creature, considering how large the forearms are, they have to be quite large as well. Like even larger than normal in proportion to body size. So go ahead and do that. And let's go move it. The hand part is a bit too big. Let's bend it a bit so that it animates better. Everything should always have like a slight bend to it, just so the polygons have a better sense of which direction they're moving, and everything's animated. And also because it makes the texture look nicer when it's animating. And we can actually probably move the arms a bit forward. Let's go into T-pose. Kind of a larger transformation that we're trying to do. No more porn aether. We're not doing that anymore. Mass curve. And sneak on into the armpit there. Into the porn aether. And we forgot symmetry mode, like the total noobs. Total noob that I am, forgot symmetry mode. Alright. Let's switch back to normal mask and just like blur that a little bit in the right areas, and just so it's not a super straight line, and that the muscles have place to breathe when I move this. Alright, that should be good. Gonna smooth that out. We'll invert the mask. Then we'll just move that, rotate that forward a bit. It's kind of like a transformation, so good mask would serve us well in the long run. Move the arms outward a bit more too. I think I got squished up a bit there. Go. Alright. Alright. I think that might be good. Maybe it's a bit too up. There. Personally, I would even make the arms go farther out like this, but since this is Exanima, it's gonna go like that. Because that's how the base model is. While we're here, make the legs. I'll rotate them outwards a bit more too. They're kind of close together. A little bit more. Yep. T-posing is a bit different compared to the early 2000s. That's for sure. Go T-pose sub. I wonder if those crippled arms will be stiff and cramped. I guess that's kind of up to Maddock. I had in my mind that they would be stiff, just so that it's less work for Maddock and the team to animate. If I thought they would be animating them, I'd just like have them as normal arms, so this creature could also use them. But I don't know, I actually kind of like it all like stiff and cramped up now that I have it sculpted, and it's also less work for animation. But who knows, it could be pretty cool to just like see one of these, like say this arm here, we mask that, and then pretend like I'm animating it. It would be cool to just see like an arm like slowly wiggle like that. Or like maybe with some of the fingers just like wiggling here. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, right on, Jesus. Jesus. Really butcher your name. Alright, onto the claws. The hands seem to be a good place. We can always adjust the scale later. Right now, let's just get to sculpting. Alright, first things first, I need to inflate this because the fingers are pretty thin. Let's just mask off the hand. Wait. We still have mask. Right. Fingers. We might have to dynamesh this again, just because there's so few polys on the fingers that be kind of hard to sculpt. The calf muscles are getting in the way. I should probably hide those. It's fine for now. A good tip here for sculpting hands is to make the two fleshy bits here of your palm pretty big when you're doing like bestial characters. Because there's like a lot of muscles there. Makes the hands a bit more beefy looking and strong. It's like this monster's been jacking off 20 times per day. That's the look you're going for. Am I working on a new enemy model? If you haven't seen the last three uh, Twitch streams, then yes, I am working on new enemy model. But if you have, then it's the same monster from the last three Twitch streams. Oh, it's too short? Yeah, I just try and inflate everything so it's gonna be easier to sculpt. And just like use inflate. Just like drag a line around here. Kind of like where this is where that anatomy lesson would come in handy if I didn't forget it. But this thing is here, whatever that is. Then I'll inflate this area a bit more too. Inflate brush is pretty handy. I don't always use inflate brush this much, but it is handy for like sort of work. Like if I used clay buildup here, I'd have to be doing a lot of brush strokes, but this would be working out pretty well. Bit too inflated. Yeah. Okay. Let's go define the knuckles. I have to kind of use some X-ray vision here to figure out where all the bones go. That's the second step here. Now that everything's inflated so it doesn't get mangled when I sculpt on it. Should he have 5 fingers though? I don't know. Maybe we should do like a different set of fingers, but then... Man, there's so many cool possibilities here. 5 fingers? Should I have more fingers or fewer fingers? Fewer fingers would give like a more stronger, stocky look. 5 fingers gives like a more humanoid look. Could be a bit more creepy too. The more fingers you have, the creepier you are. Give it 4 fingers and play the Simpsons intro. Yeah, I'm thinking 3 fingers might work. I think I'll stick with 5 fingers. I'm gonna stick with 5 fingers. Just because this sculpt is pretty humanoid. Like, I'm gonna do 5 fingers. Like, if this was a more alien creature, I might do 3. But yeah, the body is pretty humanoid. The wrist bones are here. Here's the protrusion. This part is pretty important in making plate armor because you actually have to hammer out a small bump here just for that bone because it protrudes out so far. Well, on some people it does, but in general you always want to have a bump there in your gauntlets, otherwise you'd be chafing your wrists. Let's go. Tendons. We can do some cleaner work here and just try to get out the rough shapes first. Let's go hide everything else that we don't need first because it's kind of slow. And I feel like they need to be a bit wider. Hands. The hands are a bit wider. Is I think like bear paws. Let's go try and make like bear paws. When we think about like how a bear looks, it has some pretty wide, pretty dangerous meat clobbers. We should probably actually move for better posing, better animation. That's a bit too. That we'll move that up. There, perfect. So what if you fuse 4 fingers into 2 talons? There is still a shape of there are 3 claws. Yeah, maybe that's like another thing that we can do. For sure, just like meld some fingers together. I'm definitely gonna do that for the fingers that have been like stuck to his body. But I'm just gonna go with 5 fingers for now, and then if it looks better melded, I might go ahead and do that for the main hands. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that for the arms that are stuck to his torso. And that's it. Working here. We should probably get some. Let's go drag in some talons here. I think that's the next step. Get some talons in here first, so I can look at where all the fingers are going. Pinky shouldn't be sticking out that much. Oh my god. Rotate that one down. Let's hope we didn't get that. Okay, we didn't. Oh, what happened to it? Okay. Like wondering where did everything go? Is that hidden? Shut up, Smoils. I don't know how a cat would know all this information. Smoils is gonna get me banned from YouTube after I upload the video. Sorry, but your content has been flagged for inappropriate behavior. It's gonna make all of these fingers a bit bigger. Fingers and hands are probably one of the most time-consuming parts on a model to sculpt. Wish there's a faster way to do it, but not really. I guess there is ways to improve the sculpting speed of my hands, but for like Exanima armors, I have a base mesh. I have gloves, and also like plate parts. I usually use those for hands to speed them up. For creatures, there isn't really a really good way to speed up the sculpt other than just doing it manually. Alright, let's go. Oh, how come it's not here? There we go. Oh shit. Okay, let's go. Let's split this. Hide off those. Yeah, oopsie here. I'll have the symmetry mode on. What we can do is we'll just for a common denominator. Well, actually, we can just duplicate this here. Off here. That part. Here, we'll just delete the hand. That. We'll just merge this. I'll have to dynamesh it, but we had to do dynameshing anyway, so go ahead and do that. Geometry, dynamesh. We want to keep groups on so we don't append the separate arms to the main mesh. I don't want to do that yet. And geometry. Oh wait, I want to separate out the teeth and the tongue first. Might as well just group them all together. Well, actually, I don't want to do that. Put that. Then from here, we'll hide the tongue and then group the teeth. Now we'll dynamesh. We had 512 groups. Symmetry is off. Okay. Oh, this has automatically resolved itself, but whoa. Don't want that. So, that. Control H to delete. Close holes. And we're all good again. This area has the same problem. I group this together. The other. That. Whoa, leg spike. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you'll just get weird anomalies like that. Let's go solo mode. And we're back in business. We can turn on symmetry now for these arms. What we can do for the claws, we'll just duplicate the teeth. We'll use the teeth as claws. I'm just gonna scale them up. We can use the teeth for the toenails too. Let's just go use Alt. I want like big talon-like claws. Let's do that. And we'll sort of like position them next to the hand here. Oh, I do want them a bit far away so I can just like drag them in. Auto groups. I'm thinking for like the first finger, we don't need all of those extra teeth. We can just use this one. We'll just duplicate this one along. So I'm thinking like something like, you know how raptor talons are? I want the first finger, the index pointer finger, to be kind of like a raptor's talon. I think that'd look really cool. Get this into place. I do kind of want it at an angle, so when Maddock does implement this into the game, he doesn't have to animate the hands too. I kind of want it at an angle, so if this guy just like lazily swings his arm, the player would be impaled by these talons. Let's see how big the talon is. That looks pretty good. Should it be bigger or smaller? Maybe a bit. Let's do Alt Tab that. I mean, not Control Tab. We'll see. Got my gets all mixed up. I haven't been paying attention to chat. I've just been kicking around. Yeah, we're not doing genital smiles. Not doing aether porn. I don't even know what that is. It's a dumb meme. If I was a meat-based necromancer, I would have had that thing opening metal cans for me. Yeah, me too. Sounds like a useful friend to have. I think we need to separate the fingers out a bit. If the talons are going to be this big, we need some separation in the fingers so they aren't just like this close together. I want to like polygroups these fingers. That's not good. Go to polygroup. Yeah. Move the webbing. The Dynamesh. If spread the fingers a bit more before Dynameshing. That's fine. Easily solvable. Let's go use mass curve instead of select rectangle. Mass curve is gonna be a lot better than rectangles. Mask that. Hopefully we didn't mask anything else. Go hide. Okay, good. Looks like we just have the finger selected. Let's go mask off the thumbs too. This is definitely a mask part of the body, so I gotta for that. Actually, let's go use mask circle. There we go. Now we don't have to unmask everything else. Alright, let's group that. Oh shit, wrong button. Escape. don't want group loops. I really need to move that button. I think I've said so in previous streams, but I just haven't done it yet. But then again, I need group loops a lot for plate armor. So maybe I can move group loops up to near fill object. I think that could help. Hold on guys, I'm gonna increase the fan speed just so this polishes faster. And I can undo that and then actually press the right button this time. What's better, group loops or fruity loops? Oh god. This is annoying. This is one of those things I could do to improve my modeling speed, not have my group loops button next to clear mask. Oh my god. Come on, ZBrush. You can do this. Sorry for the waterfall in the background. Is it done yet? Oh my god. Man, OBS really slows down ZBrush because it would be done by now if I wasn't using OBS. I need to change my laptop for a 380 PC. My laptop's like a 1060, GTX 1060, so it should still be pretty good. You weren't using the theory, it'd be done even faster. Oh my god, it really takes a lot longer. Like, usually this takes like less than 20 seconds. Holy shit, OBS takes up a lot of resources. Well, not necessarily, Maha. Like, this laptop actually has PC parts inside it. So, for all intents and purposes, this is like a PC. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna like force quit ZBrush. It's not worth the wait. I'm just gonna do some other work. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the... What's this for a bit? God, that's annoying. So frustrating. Like the backup. I'm just gonna turn fan speed back to quiet. Okay. Okay, so it didn't even do anything, really. I still have everything. Is this all group loops? I really don't know. Okay, it's not. Good. Very good. Let's go turn back on the screen. And we're back. Okay. So that's grouped. I clear the mask. Like this. For groups. And go. Gonna spread the fingers out a bit more. Do that. Wait, how come the other? Okay. It's a bit tricky when you're working on an asymmetrical mesh that has symmetrical parts. Kind of have to work a different way. Because normally, if I did auto groups, I just mirror and weld. But I can't do that now because the torso has symmetrical parts, asymmetrical parts. I kind of have to go one by one with the fingers. Although I could actually just separate the arms, the hands. But I mean, it's only 5 fingers, so fine. It would take about the same amount of time if I did separate the hands out. Alright, that looks good. Let's go separate the index finger out first. Back to, we don't want gimbal for this, we want transpose. Enough Fruity Loops for you today? Alright. Later. Later, Smoils. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, now that the fingers are all separated out, let's go. Add the claws. Of course, they aren't all gonna be the same size and same shape. I'm gonna go ahead and muck around with them. Looks nice. Someone's having fun on the highway tonight. Ooh. And let's not forget the thumb. Thumb needs its own claw too. This one will be a bit smaller. Let's think. First cloud's a bit oversized. A little bit. Alright, let's go make the particle. Okay. Some claw should be extra curved too for grab potential. Maybe. I want to establish the tips of the fingers. I'm basically ignoring everything right now except for how the bone structure is and also where everything is connected, and then I can just go back and add in the muscles really quick. And it'll look a lot better then. And just try and get everything in the right place first. Do you have symmetry going on? Better, right? Okay, good. I'm kind of regret saying that I was gonna do an extra long stream today because I missed that a bit yesterday. Oh well, I should keep up with my promises. Gotta put my money where my mouth is. All that. Like I can probably keep doing this for like another 20 hours, but I have been sitting in the same chair for 16 hours now. Alright, less than 16 hours. I have been taking breaks. But so. Don't torture yourself for work while you suffer. No, it's not actually that bad. It's not torture. You know what was torture though? When I was studying to be a 3D modeler, that was pretty rough. Like I was already like 22 at the time, and I was like still staying with my dad in China. So yeah, everyone was like asking me, "Hey, when are you gonna get a job? You have a job yet?" I was like, "No." So yeah, at the time I was like pulling 21 hours, 21, 22-hour days, like trying to get my artwork up to a professional level. And looking back, my artwork back then was still shit, but it's been improving. But yeah, those 21-hour days are brutal. Like you start getting like pressure sores on your butt. Those are pretty bad. And then also like you start bleeding from your nose. Like your immune system kind of dies after the after like the 20-hour mark. Your immune system goes to shit. Yeah. I still don't know how Maddock found me. I mean, I was posting to a lot of 3D modeling sites, and I also did have like looking for work ads posted. I guess he may have thrown me out the way. Thankfully, it's been a long time since I've ever posted on a looking for work board. Like I don't relish those times at all. It's so hard breaking into the industry. It's kind of a big risk to put to take on a new artist. I kind of get it, but still, it's like real pain. Especially if you don't go to like an art school, because I know there's art schools now that are actually pretty good. Like when I first started out, there weren't really any art schools, at least that I knew of and that were near me, and that are also affordable. But yeah, I guess like Nomon is a good art school now. I was looking at their online tutorials when I was studying to be a 3D artist. Okay, this I feel like these claws need to be thinner. If you look at cat claws, if you ever like have like a pet cat and then you like squeeze those foot buttons, those little jelly beans, get those claws popping out. You'll you'll notice that the claws are pretty thin actually, like the profile, like that. And they're sharp too. That's a given. Yeah, something like that. A lot of games kind of have like really thick, chunky claws. Well, I guess that's fine too. It all depends on like what kind of claws that you want, because there are like claws that are pretty thick in nature. Off the top of my head, I guess like dinosaur claws are pretty thick, right? Uh, I guess like um, what else has like thick claws? I guess like any animals that use their claws for digging have pretty thick claws. Like armadillos, I guess, might have thick claws, although I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. Moles. Moles have thick claws. Yeah, those guys have pretty thick claws for their size. Yeah, raptor claws are definitely. I think raptor claws are like one of the largest claws that ever existed, right? Hey, what's that look? Nice, you curled your hair. Amazing. You should say something, otherwise, like the people on stream are gonna think that I'm just like talking to my imaginary girlfriend. Don't give me that look. Oh my god. Then she just runs off. What a troll, honestly. Okay, so another thing I want to do with these claws is basically turn them into fish hooks. So they have to be like really curved. Get like some of the tips here. I want them to be like really fish hooky. There we go. That's a bit more dangerous. Now they're actually like claws instead of thin teeth, which is the original model. With a reverse hook too. I can hook easily. What's a reverse hook? Oh, you mean like there's like a little barb on the end or something? I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool to add, but it's kind of like a really small detail. I don't know if you'll be able to see it even in game. And if you do, like, I guess it's a cool detail, but you aren't gonna be really able to see it. You can tell I'm tired because I'm just jumbling up all of my sentences. It's okay. It's not like it's not like a bad tired, it's actually a pretty meditative tired. I like it. Like bad tired would be like, oh god, I need to sleep. This one's like, yeah, I can keep working. This is nice. I'm a zen, like a zen tired. I want to get these claws done at least before I go to sleep. Definitely like all the hands and the claws. I want to get all that done. Curve the very tip here. Good. Goodish. Can you make the claws slightly thinner but horizontally? Slightly thinner but horizontally. Horizontally. Hold on. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Like which direction would be horizontal? But I think you mean like something like that way, right? You just like squash them all in a bit. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I think I have to go take a look at like the entire mesh first to see where I want to go with these claws. I kind of like them like this curved for now because I'm gonna do a lot of work with the fingers. The fingers are like all mushy right now. They aren't even done yet, but I want to make sure the claws are all good, and then I'll work with the fingers so that the claws make sense. So, okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna finish up the claws and I'll do some sculpting with the fingers. If the claws still look a bit too like bulbous or like a bit too curved or something like that, I'll adjust the claws too. I wonder how many wounds this guy's gonna have on his own palm. Oh, that's actually an interesting idea. Like, should this guy have wounds on his palms? Or like that? He's I'm gonna make parts of his body. There's gonna be holes. There's gonna be like holes in his body. That's why I have the muscles separated in his upper arms. But maybe he can have like holes here in between the tendons. That could be interesting, but it is kind of like a very detail might be a bit too small for that. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how things go. I think this some point needs to be a bit different. Also, maybe. Okay, so the thumb isn't that rotated. If you look at your hand and Just like relax your hand. The rotation of the thumb isn't that crazy. At least my thumb is, and I don't know about your guys' thumbs. Maybe my thumbs are all fucked up. Okay, so fingers. I want to make the fingers, put the fingers in a good place. That means I need to inflate them a bit more because you need pretty thick fingers to support these kind of claws. I'll probably slim them down with Damien Standard so they aren't so chunky. Also the wrist and the forearm area, let's go inflate that a bit more too. Oh, that's gonna mirror over the let's merge all of the claws together. Weld. Okay. So I'm thinking that the claws and the hands might be a bit too big. And it's gonna make them a bit smaller. Let's go T-pose this. Hey, welcome to the stream. I can 21. Holes in his palm so the nails can go through. Yeah, it would be fun. It would be a nightmare for Maddock to do that too. Animating it so that the fingers accurately go through the holes in the palms. He'd love that. I mean, I guess it would work for if you're doing like a like keyframe animation, like normal animation instead of like physics based. But oh my god, physics based, that would be a nightmare. It's gonna make the smaller. Okay. They still need to be a bit smaller. Kind of made them pretty big, didn't I? That looks to be about good. I think this is gonna be good once I draw over some details with Damien Standard. I think the claws would be in a good place, and then from there we can figure out what else we want to do with the claws, the hands in general. But yeah, I think this is good for T-pose, and then I will get it out of T-pose. Easy solution, just give him red damage every time he falls. Now, whenever he passes through a door, what should happen is that his hands get stuck in the door, and he's just like flopping there. Help, I'm stuck and I can't get out. Then there's just like there's just these claw marks on all of the doors every time you pass by them. Alright, let's go. So I want to extend the thumb muscles here a bit more. Okay. gives that palm, open the palm. Here too. There we go. Alright, let's go use some Damien Standard. Like a tracking game map. Those creatures. Like a tracking game could be interesting. I know they have that in like Monster Hunter, right? Like track the dinos, the monsters. What is this? Return on Z intensity. Strong for the amount of polys here. Let's get turned back up a little bit. And turn off lazy mouse. Okay, let's get try Z intensity a bit more. Like, don't know what I want. Okay, how many joints does this finger have? Okay, so here's one. Here's two. Shit. This is one. This is the tip of the finger. Okay, so this is the middle joint. This is where the middle joint should be. Here's the knuckle. Alright. We should probably I'm gonna use like build up and actually to find out define where the knuckles are. So I don't just like drawing Damien Standard on all the wrong knuckles. I'm like, oh my god. Waste all the time. And actually, this knuckle should probably be here. Extend these knuckles down a bit more because the fingers are kind of long. And knuckles. Yeah. Hands a bit more. You know what? I should probably Dynamesh now because there's I'm running out of polys to work with. Let's go get basic form of these. Right, this should be good for Dynameshing. We don't want symmetry on for Dynamesh. And yeah. Okay. Oh, cool, cool. Max symmetry on. Let's go hands. Let's go hide up. Nah, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Oh wait, shit. That isn't good. Let's go split the arms. Just so we can Dynamesh out the groups. But also keep the fingers attached. And we should probably split out the head too because I want that separate. Else, I think that's it. Put head in. Is off. And turn off groups. Alright. I wonder, how do you Dynamesh keep the groups, but also do you project? Not sure. See. No, that doesn't work. Oh, well, whatever. It's not a big deal. I already have the fingers separated, so it's fine. Okay. Uh, the middle finger is usually a bit longer than the others. Should middle claw be that way? Instead of the index one? Yeah. Just, we'll get there. We'll get there. Slowly but surely. We'll get these fingers and hands to the right spot. This knuckles are a bit crowded, so I just noticed. And part two. Okay. And then there's like a small bump here. Kind of like where all your carpals are. Oh, the knuckles need to be a lot higher. That there should be actually like a triangle almost. Especially for these kinds of claws. There's gonna be a lot of muscle and mass in these hands. Let's actually use clay buildup. There's a few areas that we need to improve. The amount of detail you put on a hand which will be ignored to do the isometric view of the game. Nah, it's worth it. Hands along with faces are one of the most expressive parts of well, I guess the human body, because humans are kind of one of the only animals that have faces and hands. I guess like great apes and chimpanzees also have faces. But yeah, hands and faces are the most expressive parts of your body, pretty much. So it is worth putting as much effort as you can into detailing both hands and arms, hands and faces. And there's like a membrane here. Kind of a small one, but it is an important membrane. It's not really a membrane, it's more like a flap of skin. Membrane would probably be something bigger, but actually, let's start making some interesting mutant details. Let's gonna make this membrane a bit bigger than usual. And I want to do something interesting with the upper arm area, aside from just uh, the transparent areas, muscles. Night. So we'll put like some spikes here or something. Actually, I might want to. Shoot, there's a lot of stuff. This arm needs a lot of work. We'll just have to go do it all. Okay. Flag spikes. How many overheads with a pull hammer would you need to take out this thing? I don't know. Maybe not as many as you might think you need, because these creatures are have been historically susceptible to like slashing and like just like weapons in general because they don't have any armor. I don't know, maybe like two or three. If they're like solid warhammer hits to the face, that'd be my guess. Two or three, maybe three or four. We'll see. This is kind of a pretty strong looking character, so creature. What do you get? What do you think? What's your estimate on how many polearm strikes to the head this thing could take before it goes down? His skull plate is immune to cut. I don't know. I don't think these guys actually have any armor. At least not that I know. Like not like programmed in. I mean visually, I guess it does have like some sort of like tough carapace. So maybe they're a bit more resistant to certain attacks. I don't know. Like from a lore standpoint. Man, I really need to brush up on anatomy. I should like know what elbow joints look like, but I'm a bit fuzzy here, which is why I'm just like drawing in random bits of detail. This isn't what you should do as an artist. You should actually know what elbows and stuff look like. Like you shouldn't even have to look at references for this stuff. At least I think that's my end goal. I shouldn't have to look at references for anatomy, just be able to draw them, you know. Okay, so the bone goes there. His radius and the ulna are like kind of like right there. So this would like cross over, be there, and then this one is like somewhere internal. Uh, Goes there. One is shit, which one's the outer one and which one's the inner one? I forgot. With the radius be the one that turns, and the ulna is the one that kind of stays put. Or is it vice versa? Shit, man. Oh, what time is it? It's 1:43 a.m. I'll probably wrap it up at 2 a.m. So I'll wrap up the stream in like 17 minutes. I am pretty tired. make the tips of his fingers less chubby. Yeah. That quick touch-up work. Maybe get like the planes. Less. Yeah, we don't talk about Saxon. He's one of those people. Will these nails deliver pierce and slash? I don't know, but it is likely. Maddock does all of the coding for how these monsters would attack and behave, and all of the details. I just make them. I just make the creatures visually. Oh my god. Need some Damien standard. I think I sort of like lost the finger knuckles in here somehow. Redraw them. It's so lumpy, but it's getting there. On topological mode, so I can keep dragging the other fingers with me. Almost there. Almost there. This area needs to be... It needs more muscle. Should probably just use the inflate brush. And just feel like drawing this out with a build up. Make sure the silhouette is good. Alright, let's go use inflate back here. Just move. I just noticed something about the legs, but it's nice to have like a small bend here. And here. Beef up the legs just a little bit as well. They're a bit spindly, a bit too spindly. We'll fix them up in a future stream. Yeah, this should be good. Good for now. We actually get to them. Right, so I feel like we should probably use like inflate on the hand. I feel like the hands are a bit too chunky. We use a very light inflate. And just make the hands a bit less chunky. That's better. And I use a bit more Damien Standard too. Shoot, guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. Getting pretty tired. Imagine a sledgehammer to those thin-looking legs. Yeah, that would hurt. Yeah, at least we got some progress done on the hands, and hands are usually like the most time-consuming part. So it does look like we didn't do a whole lot, but we did a decent amount. Okay. Yeah. Oh shit, what was that? Oh, okay, I just clicked on the wrong. Yeah, yeah. All right. Later, guys. Have a good one.